We are here. What's happening? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of What's Happening on Poppet's Corner Razor Radio. Of course, we got Miss Emily. How you doing today? Before we get started,
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Why don't you tell everyone what we got going on for tonight's topic?
All right, we're gonna do our top 6 of modern thrash. Right, the thrash wave.
The new wave of thrash metal, which happened about what would you say, 2004 to the 2012, 13 era?
Yeah.
Around that particular era or whatever in music. So I just thought it would be fun to actually go through with this because we had said we wanted to do something and let's do it. So I'm gonna have you start first if that's okay. That's time.
Perfectly fine. I'm gonna do some Warbringer, dude. The first record came out in 2000? 2008. This is like, dude, I remember seeing them all the time playing fucking Total War, fucking Beneath the Wave, all of that, dude. Systematic Genocide, Shoot to Kill, and plus it's on red.
Okay, cool. I don't know what the color has to do with the with why you chose the record, but so why that specific record from their catalog?
Because for me, this was the first one I heard. Of course, it was the first one that came out with from them. Got to see it live all the time when they'd play smaller gigs. Okay. And for me, it just locked me in, and I always just love seeing it live. I still like seeing them play this stuff till this day.
It's a very different record from their whole catalog. It's kind of the most raw. They went to Bill Metoyer, I believe, for that record, which kind of shows in the production of it. And I do dig the artwork. If you can show that one more time for us, where it's the first, obviously, of their career where an album title starts with a W. It's like a central theme to that band, War Without End and Waking into Nightmares and so on and so forth. But great songs. I really like Hell on Earth, Beneath the Waves. There's some great songs on there that they don't ever get to play live. I mean, obviously Total War is a great song too.
Oh, that's my favorite, dude. That's what locked me in with them. I'm like, wow.
That's a good song.
Keeble's voice, dude. Keeble's voice. Oh my god, that's what got me with them.
Honestly, I think he's become a better vocalist now than he has back then. I mean, and they've played they played like 300 days a year, so that probably has something to do with it. But it's very awesome to see that he still can just fucking belt it out like that. That record's 12 years old.
Yeah, it came out in 2008.
So great choice. All right, am I up? Cool.
Oh yeah.
So this was the first record that I actually heard from the new wave of thrash. I was about 15 or 16 at the time, whenever it was brand new. And this is Fueled by Fire with Spread the Fire. This is the Metal Blade version. I do not have the one that they released themselves. So for those of you who don't know, there's two different versions of this. This was remixed and remastered from Joey Vera for Metal Blade, the Metal Blade release. And the other one's kind of really, really difficult to get on a physical copies. But I remember being in my dad's work when it was one of my first jobs, and Sirius, or was it X? I think it was Sirius Radio. Sirius satellite radio was the hot thing, right? It was the new thing back in 2005, 2006 era. And they played Thrash's Back from this release. And then I immediately stormed into my dad's office because he was listening to it at work. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know who that is? They're a local band to us. It's Fueled by Fire. And my dad had no idea. And we decided to drive to their next gig after. It was at the Black Castle, and we couldn't find parking. I know I told the story before, but we drove all the way up. It was Fueled by Fire, Merciless Death and Execution, and a bunch of other killer bands at the Black Castle. Packed as fuck. Kids with fucking 230 packs of beer behind you, under each arm or whatever. And, so I just have great memories from this era of the Fueled by Fire catalog. And, you got songs like Striking Death. My favorite, which is a bonus track, is is put to death. I always liked all the screams and all the killer fucking riffs. So anyway, that's my first choice. Spread the Fire from Fueled by Fire.
Damn, dude, that brings me back, man. Like, what's cool is like I still talk to the singer and drummer, and they're still so down to earth, man. And I like that they're working on stuff again.
I can't wait for that.
I
think
can't
it's like
wait,
a new.
dude. I'm like, yes.
It's like a new EP or something.
I think so. Yeah.
When we had Rick and Carlos on the show, they it was tons of great stories from that. So if anybody's interested in learning about that specific record and the recording process, I definitely recommend those 2 episodes because it's always nice to hear some backstory behind these records. So
you ready for mine?
Absolutely.
So I picked Municipal Waste Hazardous Mutation. Yeah. I had to make sure I said that right. I like this one. Dude, this one for me, like on the last show, I had Mind Eraser play. No, yeah, okay, yeah, I had the last show, and dude, all the songs on this rip, like Unleash the Bastard, fucking Black Eyes, Terror Shark, and it comes with the booklet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
Shows all their like pictures.
The collage of pictures, I like it.
That like brings me back to like when you'd buy magazines, like. And they would like show like back because I bought this one magazine once and it showed all the 80s photos of Megadeth, Slayer, Metallica, Anthrax, Nuclear Assault, and you're like, whoa! So this brings me back to like one of those times.
It seems like all the albums around that time always had those collages too, which I really dig. This is like this is Fueled by Fires or whatever. They have like the collage of like, I just thought it was cool. It's like a community sort of thing,
Yeah.
So why that record? Is that the first Municipal Waste record? Educate me a little bit on Waste.
Waste Them All was the first one they came out with. This is the second one they came out with, and then after that's The Art of Partying. But I've already had The Art of Partying on this What's Happening thing. I love that record, but for me, this one, it's just. I don't know. I have so many memories with this one and The Art of Partying, but this one just clicks with me. Mind Eraser is probably my favorite song from this band. Unleash the Bastards is another one of my favorites. Death Ripper is a fucking one of my favorites. Everything like this for me, and it's like what, like I think it's under 30 minutes, dude. That's what I love about this record. It's under 30 minutes, man.
Is that a Repka painting? I think that's a Repka cover, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
That I don't know.
Oh, okay. I believe
I did do all my super like Tanner Poppet like knowledge like research where I'm like, yes, that's from there. Sorry.
I know.
I knew enough about the record to get by. That's what mattered.
I love it. Awesome choice. That whole era of Waste, I really dig. I'm just not as familiar with the first couple records. Obviously, The Art of Partying is how I discovered them as well. So, and they used to play those songs all the time on Sirius, back in 2000. When was that record? 2006, 2007?
This one's 2005. That's why I switched our timeline a little bit because it was 2006 and I was like, fuck, this is 2005. I think The Art of Partying is 2006 or 2007.
Sounds good. All right. I had to go with this isn't that obscure. I know some of my choices might be obscure to people, but I just great memories again under this record. This is Diamond Plate with Generation Y. As you can see, it's kind of all signed by
yeah, I was gonna say it's all signed, of course, like all your stuff you have.
I just remember having great memories, like we would play with these guys at Chain Reaction. I'm obviously John and the guys are good friends. Really, the vocals are really strange to certain people. I love them. It's more of like a hardcore-y, Pantera kind of like almost like a whiny kind of voice. And, it's I don't know. It just brings back so much memories, and they have great songs like Generation Y and Pull the Trigger and Empire Tomorrow. So had to go with this guy. So you're up.
All right. So you know how you talked earlier about Fueled by Fire and like Merciless Death always like they always played together. I picked this record, dude. I think you have this on vinyl too. Where'd you go?
All right. I'm back. Oh,
I
nice.
was like, dude, I was like, where'd you go?
I had to, sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
It's cool. I picked this one. Don't you have this one on vinyl too?
I do. That's a great. I liked. You know, I don't know what you already talked about it before, but I really felt like that record. You know, the and I always forget what the title of it is. It's just the
It's called Realms of Terror.
Right. What I always felt like they were that was a bit more of a mature record for them. I felt like the singer really kind of started to find his own voice, and it's very I don't know, more produced record than the Evil in the Night debut. So great choice.
Well, the cool thing about this record is I don't know if yours looks like this. I don't know, but I thought this looks brilliant. Is yours look like this?
Is that yeah? That's the Heavy Artillery release, correct?
Yeah.
They're that label's starting to become more rarer by the minute. Like it's becoming like people want those records even more so.
Oh, dude, I bought this. Well, of course I like the release, but I bought this exact pressing just because of the fucking it's the splatter pattern and the color, dude. It's beautiful.
I'm just saying that the Heavy Artillery releases are becoming more sought after is the word I'm looking for. But yeah,
makes sense. What's your next pick?
Cool. So we're gonna go to the Bay Area on this. Obviously, I've said it many times before. This is my favorite Bay Area new wave of thrash metal band. This is Fog of War's debut record. To me, it's a banger all the way through. The title track alone is just classic in my opinion. I just remember so many great memories. Again, going up to the Bay Area to play with them. They would come down here. One time they stayed the night at my pad, and we all just hung out, and great guys, great set. So I had to go with the first Fog of War record. Definitely go pick it up.
I was all getting all close because I was seeing if there's all these signatures on it, like always. See, I saw that. I was like, is that a signature? Always, dude. You with your damn signatures, man. You have more than me. I wish I would have been smarter when I got my records. So we do have a copy on here that we copied it. I feel like I copied you now.
Cool. Well, yeah, but that's an important record to the new wave of thrash metal. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. And you know what's cool? It's on Fire Hydrant Red, dude. Fire Hydrant Red. Come on, that's exactly what it says on here.
I like the fact that there's 200 copies. I like the fact that see, I'm like a signature guy, and you're like a colored vinyl collector. That's cool.
I would be a signature person. I just haven't seen Carlos or Rick in person, so this one's not signed. They both know I have this record. I made sure when I was buying this record, I was like, Carlos, all your stuff's rare. I'm buying the record. And he's like, yeah, it's really hard to find. We got it all pressed in Europe. And I'm like, yeah, you can't find it. Dude, the other two records they came out, you can't find anywhere. You could get it on CD, though, but you can't get it on physical vinyl.
Really?
I can't find it.
So yeah, I'm talking even the third record. I'm blanking so hard right now on their catalog. I'm gonna have to do some research. I thought those records were like readily available for some reason.
I can't find them, dude. And I'm a vinyl searcher. When I'm up at 3:00 in the morning, I'm looking for vinyl.
Yeah,
and like that one I can't find. I think I found. Okay, actually, I think one came up for sale for. I think it was the third one, or was it the second record? And dude, it's just like wow, all what's gonna cost to get over here. It's like, dude, I don't want to lose my arm over this record.
Really? I'm shocked. I'm gonna put the camera on you so I can go grab what I think you're trying to to look, to say so. But yeah, talk about the why you kind of picked that specific record.
Well, for me, this record is essential as heck because we used to go to the Mutant House. They always played there with Mercurial's Death. They always played together every like weekend. It basically felt like, and for me, these two are essential because they played all the time, dude. They like played. They were one of those bands that played every fucking weekend and together. They were like together all the time. They're like, to me, those two are essential, and they're kind of, for me, they're always going to be tied together because they played all the shows together, just like how Bonded by Blood always played with Ex Mortis.
I mean, yeah. So you're talking this record, right?
Oh, now you're you're going all wild on me now.
Well, I'm just
What
asking.
color is that? Because your room's red, so
it's orange. It's an orange, and they signed it on the inside of it or whatever. But no, I have.
Yeah, they signed on the inside.
Well, I literally had no idea that they were like super rare because I can't find the second one anywhere.
Now I'm gonna try to find the second one. That's why I bought. That's why I bought this one, and you're not even excited. I bought this one. Hold on. Hold on. It'll take me a second. It's right there. I was so excited I bought this one, and you were like, "Oh, I don't do picture discs."
Well, dude,
and I was like, "But dude, this looks sick. They made it go all together, dude, as one."
That's awesome. I want to see that would have made my list. I don't know why. I wanted to show other records because I figured you would be showcasing an album of theirs or whatever. But
it's because my stuff's completely obvious that I picked. I'm being nice. Like, it's cool. I know my stuff's obvious.
Well, I just was curious on your personal connections with them, which is the whole thing. We're fans of these bands, That's why we do what we do. We're fans of music. Great choice, by the way. But that's a fun fact I didn't know. I didn't, because I always wondering why I could never find the second Fueled by Fire record on vinyl. But
it's because he told me all of them got pressed in Europe. So, and it was like small runs because it wasn't them. It was like, I guess, the label. Because I talked to Carlos about it because I was like telling him how rare his records were, and he's like, man, because he knows I'm a vinyl collector. He's like, you're gonna find it. I have faith in you, and I'm like, yeah. Still haven't had luck, and it's been at least like 8 months since I bought that other one.
So I got the Trapped in Perdition record obviously on that tour, so it was a little bit easier for me to find it. But I did go to I did go to the show at the Moose Lodge. You remember the Moose Lodge?
No. Was that like an OC place?
It was in Norwalk. It was the Norwalk Moose Lodge. And anyway, so it was one of the last shows that they had there, and Fueled by Fire played, and we just had a great time. But so that's obviously why I got the record. But it's sad that it's super rare. So all right.
Well, I'm hoping with them like doing like more stuff now. I'm hoping they're like Madras, so they maybe own their stuff. I don't know. I haven't like talked to Rick or Carlos about that. Maybe they'll get repressed. Like I'm hoping with the whole Manic Ritual thing getting back together, because Manic Ritual would have totally made this list for me.
Oh,
but shit. I don't have them on vinyl.
Oh shit! That's the one I forgot to. You know what? I'm gonna do a top 7 now.
Oh, damn it! I'm trying to think of what I got to make it.
All right. Well, I'm up anyway, so I'm gonna take the reins on this while you search.
I guess I'll pick this one.
All right. So I decided to go with the Abiotics from Arizona. This is Straight to Hell. I got to see them play the joint actually that our mutual friend Andy Ford booked, and they played with Incinerator and Condition Critical. Great band. I'd never heard of them before. But this is a great record. It's a more of a punky style vibe, but definitely fits in with the mold. Obviously, they got the Repka style artwork, and the title track Straight to Hell is awesome, and I definitely recommend people go check this out. They're from Arizona, the Abiotics. So there you go.
That's pretty cool, dude. No signatures?
No signatures. No signatures.
I get surprised, just a little. All right. Well, this one's kind of obvious since I like obvious nostalgia choices. I picked Toxic Holocaust.
Dude, their records are hard to find.
And it's on a beautiful color.
There you go. All right. I can dig that.
I
Yeah,
feel like
those
this is very essential, dude.
Well, they're hard to find, those Toxic
I got
Holocaust
this for like
records.
$20.
Yeah, I wasn't smart in that department.
I got dude, I got this probably okay, so when we started the What's Happening thing, I bought this like a month ago because we've been talking about doing this topic for like a month, so I bought it then and I was like, I have to have Toxic Holocaust inside this because they're essential.
Well, the thing isn't, it's not essential top 6. It's just our top 6 favorite.
Yeah,
So.
But for me, like this is an essential. Them like Municipal Waste, Fueled by Fire, they're big to me for like the new wave of thrash. Like they're big one, you know?
Yeah, but why are they essential to you?
Because like when they came back, well, not when they came back. That sounded wrong. When they started, dude, like they kind of were like how Municipal Waste was, like with their music and stuff like that, and like it just was catchy. And dude, with this record, I was looking it up. He recorded all the stuff himself on it, dude. That to me. That's like that doesn't happen often nowadays. Well, this was back in the day. This was 2005, but
right.
But you know what I mean, dude. Like,
sure.
This came out in 2005, and this is like, for me, looking at it now, that was like ahead of its time in 2005, dude. Because all the wave of thrash was coming back, and we're all doing that. And this is wow. I don't know. It's really hard for me to like explain this whole record, dude, because it meant a lot to me, and all the tracks on it, and dude, everything on it, dude. I don't know. This is just as essential as this one is.
Very
for
cool.
me.
Alrighty. This should be no. Well, this is probably the one I don't think many people expected. This is Hexen's second album. This is Being in Nothingness.
Haven't heard that name in a long time, dude.
They only released the 2 records so far. I think they literally just got back together again. Sorry about the glare, folks. But this is I love this record. It's very technical. It's very progressive. The track Nocturne is a 14-minute epic. I believe Carlos did a lot of the heavy lifting on this album in terms of writing and playing on it. So big shout out to Carlos Cruz because I love this record so much. Might be my top 3 of his whole career so far. Is definitely this record. So there you go. Next Being in Nothingness. Well, Warbringer Empire Collapse would be like my number 1. That's just my favorite.
What's your number 2?
You put me on the spot here.
I have to. You do that to me often. It's your turn.
I really loved his work on Skeletal Remains is oh gosh, god damn it. The second record, whatever record he played on was number 2. You put me on the spot, so I would have to look back and try and locate it here, but I'm not going to do that.
Dude, he's just a hell of a writer, dude. Carlos Cruz is like amazing, dude.
Oh yeah, hell of a
especially with Warbringer, dude. That new record, that's definitely in like my top like 5 records that came out this year for me.
Oh, the Weapons of Tomorrow. That's a great one too. Yeah, I love that record.
It kills.
Very
this
cool.
Is the one I just added since you are gonna add Manic Ritual. So I the one I have first is probably my favorite record in the whole modern thrash kind of new wave thrash era, but sometimes stuff gets put over it. But I'm putting this one next. I have I have Bonded by Blood, Feed the Beast. There for me, I saw them so many times when they came out. Jose's vocals kill, especially on the EP. This is the actual record when they actually put all this stuff on here and added like Mind Pollution and that stuff. But this is an essential record for me too. I thought it was still teamed on me, so I'm hiding my face. I feel like this one has so much to do with all that stuff coming out at that time, and like I got to see them so many times at the Beaton House. So when you said you were doing a top 7, I decided to throw them in here.
There you go. Nothing wrong with it. And this was the record I was trying to look for. There you go. That'd probably be my number 2 for Carlos's career so far. This is Condemned to Misery.
Not signed?
Yes, it's signed. It's right there.
Oh, sorry. It kind of blends in a little bit.
I know. Dude, this is it's the red is just something I really like to do. I like the aura, instead of the bright lights where you're just like, one of those cat people or one of those
I took out one of my light bulbs for you. So it's not right.
So it's just you're just like not one of those. Cool. All right, well, good. Since you just mentioned Mantic Ritual, I'm gonna save my last one for a surprise. But
that would have been my pick, but I just don't have it. I don't have it. I'd rather have it on vinyl than have it on CD.
The
so I'm
vinyl's hard.
The extra $5 trillion to get it over here from Europe.
I know, but that vinyl's hard as fuck to find.
If you know, unless you pay for it from Europe, it's not.
Well, again, that record is hard to find out here in the States.
No.
This is Mantic Ritual with Executioner. Just want to throw that out there. I do like the Meltdown version too. That's a good one. I don't own that obviously on a physical media platform, but
I'm shocked. Well, it'd probably be all signed by all of them.
Again, but what I really loved about this record was the riffs. Again, I'm a riff oriented kind of guy. We played with these guys at Chain Reaction opening up for Exodus. It was us, Tormentor, Mantic Ritual, and Exodus. Yeah, that's fucking awesome, huh? Yeah,
that's a killer gig, and Tormentor rules too, dude.
I love Torment, dude. Again, another band we'll probably talk about in the near future on if we decide to do another top 6 favorites or something like that,
Dang, I really got to go shopping then if we're gonna do that, because I need some more new wave thrash in my collection.
Everybody should, but I really feel like obviously when we going back to my story, we played with them at Chain, and I remember sitting in high school and came up, the song Desecrator from our catalog was heavily inspired by this record, especially the song Panic. I just love it. The only thing that I'm not really that big of a fan of, it's a loud record. It's really loud. So if you like loud thrash, this record's for you. What did you say?
Oh, I agree, dude. For me, I wonder what would have happened if they stayed together, dude.
Well, they did. So they recorded like another record with the singer that replaced Dan, right? And it never got released.
Well, that makes sense because I feel like there's no Dan with there's no Manic Rituals, no Dan, in my opinion.
I can, see your point there. I don't agree with it, obviously. I just think that this is a great band.
Dude, I agree.
I mean,
they have a solid lineup. They have Jeff. They have fucking Ben. They have Adam. Adam was a sick drummer, and then they had Dan, dude.
Totally. And it's great that they're now back together again. I don't even know who's on drums at this point for that.
I don't know. I think Ben's with them. I think I know Jeff's with them because he posted with Dan and Jeff working on something on Instagram.
That's good. I'm glad that is happening. And
they're like, he lives in Pittsburgh and Jeff lives in LA, and I'm just like, damn, that's wild, dude. That's a hell of a fucking distance.
Absolutely. But yeah, you're up. What's your last pick there?
Oops, knocked my other drink, but it's empty.
Cool.
Havoc. I got this, dude. I loved when they used to come to town back in the day. They were one of those bands you had to get there early to the show, and you if you didn't get there in time, it would sell out. Like the same thing with Warbringer. Everyone came down to see them, and this is their first record they came out with. It's one of my favorites. Came out in 2009. And they actually just repressed this. This was a very hard get until they repressed it this year. I got the repressed version, of course, so it's on this pretty color. Well, I would have the original, but I'm not going to spend $5 trillion to get it.
All good. I just like the fact that you like the colored vinyl.
It's because it's cool. So pretty. You don't think this is pretty?
I listen to the record. I don't like looking at it, so I'm.
I don't know, dude. When you look at Fire Hydrant Red, you're going, fuck, that's a pretty fucking rad color. That's how I am. I'm like, damn, Fire Hydrant Red. But I don't know, dude. Everything on this record, and they have Jesse on bass. At this point, he was there for Time Is Up, and I think that's about it that he actually recorded with them. This one in Time Is Up, and he killed. Dude, he's a hell of a bass player.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this is my last pick. It should be no surprise. I'm a huge fan of this band. Shared many memories with them. This is Vector with a Black Future. Of course, I had to put that in. The reason why I picked this as or saved it for my number, I guess my number 1 or 7, whatever you decide to call it. It how well it stands up. Do you know what I mean? Because like all these other records, they're great, not dismissing them at all, but this record, I feel, you can listen to it at any time of the day, whether it be in the next, 80 to, I don't know, 500 years or whatever, and it would still sound great. I really like the sonic production of it, the songwriting. It came out at a time where there weren't many bands, that were doing this, and bringing the progressive technical thrash metal, to the forefront. And I think these guys have done a hell of a job. They've worked their ass off, and I'm looking forward to their next release. So happy!
I'm excited they're back together, dude. I wish they would have the drummer Blake back in the band, because his drumming's incredible, dude. For like, amazing, dude.
I mean,
I'm surprised you don't have this on vinyl, or do you?
I don't believe I do. I'll have to get a copy of it. But
it's an easy copy to get. I promise you. Like, I spent like maybe $20 on it.
But going back to your point on getting, it'd be cool if they got Blake in, just because I think all 4 of the guys on these, the first 3 releases are just essential to their sound. And what I felt like Blake brought a lot of like energy and just hard hitting drums to the overall sound of what Vector, is to me. I'm not going to discredit, their new stuff, because I haven't heard it yet. At the time of this recording, obviously this just turned 11 years old, so happy anniversary to it. But I just, some members to me are kind of irreplaceable to a band sound, and Blake, to me, I feel is kind of irreplaceable to sound. But we'll see, right? Only time will tell.
Same with Eric. I'm glad Eric's back in the band. That would have been a weird thing if Eric wasn't in the band for me, because he's a hell of a writer himself too.
Totally. And Frank, we can't discredit Frank.
I kind of bummed that Frank's on the band, because as a bass player, his bass playing, whoa, amazing.
I loved it. I loved everything about, all 4 of those members together and seeing them rage on the stage. It was fucking rad. So
I'm hoping that eventually, he'll be like, how a lot of bands are getting back together. I'm hoping he'll eventually be like, let's do it. Let's just fucking do it.
Right. I mean, I understand the reasons, why everybody sort of left and whatnot. But, like I said, only time will tell. But Miss Emily, thank you very much for joining me today.
Definitely,
and talking some shop. I always look forward to these, and I don't know, these are super fun. So, if anybody else wants to see a top whatever, leave us a comment. Let us know what your lists are, obviously, for the top 6 of your favorite new wave of thrash metal records. And until next time, I guess we're out of here.